Did you know that everyday movements like squinting and staring at a computer can actually make your eyes look smaller? Stay tuned. I'm going to show you some ways I use right here in my treatment room on my clients to open up their eyes wider and make them look brighter and more wide awake. Stay tuned. That's coming up next. Welcome back. Christine Byer here, licensed esthetician for 22 years now. And on this channel, we talk all about your skincare journey because it's never one thing that makes your face look better. It's usually a whole combination of things. So today we're talking about eyes and specifically how to make them look wider awake and bigger. Everyday facial expressions can actually shorten the muscles around our eyes and make them look smaller. And as we age, all sorts of things happen to the eye area. I've done many videos on the eyes. I was looking at one the other day where I pull out all these different tools. There's so many fun tools around the eyes, and I'm going to use one here in a second. The things that happens as we age, and I've even noticed this on myself in the last 2 years, just looking at videos from 2 years ago. I was like, what? We lose fat around our eyes, and this is one of the things I hate most about aging is just the wasting away the fatty layer underneath our skin. And the eyes are interesting. They look like one continuous muscle, but there are a couple different muscles that attach together, right? And underneath those muscles are fat. There's also the fact that, and this it's so gross, the fact that there's a fat padding behind the eyes as well. And so what happens is that starts to disintegrate over the decades, right? And they have not figured out how to make that better. So if you look at any of the supermodels like Cindy Crawford or Christy Brinkley, any of those of a certain age supermodels like my age, I think Cindy Crawford's a few years older than me. I'm 53. But their eyes look good, but they're sunken in and they look smaller. And that is because of that fat pad behind the eye that nobody really can get to. And if they could, would you want them to inject it? No, I think that sounds really scary. So what can we do here? What we can do at home to release the eyes, add an extra blood supply, sweep out the lymph, make those peepers look better. So what I do on my clients, and I'll show you here in this demonstration, I call it the 4 sides release. And you're basically releasing all 4 sides of the eyes in a very gentle manner. You'll need a little bit of slip and glide. So if you have some makeup on or you want to grab, massage medium, we don't really want to get into our eyes. So maybe just some water or your eye cream, because eye creams are generally made so they're a little more tolerable if you get them in your eye. So just something for some slip and glide. You'll put the 2 fingers on either side here and you just gently slide up. And this is really valuable because this crow's feet area just accumulates. It's usually in constant spasm unless you've had Botox. It's in constant spasm, and it's just from smiling. And what are you going to do? Are you going to not smile? So here I'm going into the inner corner, and this feels so good. It feels so good. And we need to release these inner corners too. So you're going to want to put one finger above the tear duct and one below and just pull apart. Feels divine. It feels divine. And then you start changing the angle a little bit each time you do it. Just change it up, change that angle up. And yeah, so my clients that squint a lot, I will do this to them and they will get up off the table and they'll be like, wow, my eyes look so much better. But yeah, so this part is called stripping the eyebrow. And so you'll definitely want to use some light massage oil or something that's appropriate for the eye, even water. and you're going to saturate that, and then you're going to just pinch that eyebrow and work the tension out of the eyebrow. This feels divine. This also scoops out excess lymph that gets trapped in that upper lid, and that happens a lot on clients. I remember it was when we first moved back, and I had a client who was a smoker. I don't know if she'd ever had any massage on her face, but I was kind of shocked at how much crunchiness I felt in here. I was like, oh my God, what is going on with this face? But we were releasing all sorts of stuff, and she had like some seriously hooded eyes, but when I was done, everything started to drain away, and her eye puffiness just looked so much better. I was shocked. So try this four sides release, and you will not be disappointed. You're gonna love this move. You can do this in the shower. So here I'm just following along the ridge of that bone. So underneath your eye, you'll feel bone, and just sort of ride that. Now you'll need light massage oil, or you can even use your eye cream, water. Just make sure you have some slip and glide, and you'll probably feel all sorts of little mealiness, maybe some bumpies, maybe nothing at all, but just sweep that out. Oh, the bunny lines. Yes, when we get bunny lines, you can release them by just, if there's a wrinkle, you want to pull it apart. Gently, and we'll do this gently. And this feels divine on my clients. And so basically, you're releasing the four sides, and you're also looking for any extra lines of expression and just pulling them apart. Well, I just kind of play in this area because there's usually an excess of lines that I can work on. So now we're doing the other side. It's funny, I'll look at some of my makeup looks, and I'm like, how did I create that? What palette did I use? I like that. I want to do it again, and I can't even remember what palette I used. So we're releasing this side, that crow's feet area. Oh, this feels so good. So now we're releasing one finger above the tear duct, one finger below. This is fun rewatching my old videos. I forget how much content I have out there. If you've never spent the day binge watching my videos, please do, because I learned stuff I forgot about, which is kind of crazy. So if you wear glasses, this is a must-do move. Tons of stress accumulates in that inner corner, the inner corner of the eye. So now we're gonna strip that brow. And every time we furrow our brow or lift our brows, squint, this gets worked, right? And so coming in here and just relaxing, deeply relaxing this eyebrow, the upper brow. It not only feels good, it sweeps all that lymph we get from just like incessantly staring at devices, sweeps that right out. So now we're going to go below. Once again, make sure you have plenty of slip and glide, water, light massage oil, even your eye cream with some water added to it. Perfect. You're going to ride that bone, just follow the bone with your fingertip. Also feels divine. And like I said, you may feel some mealiness, some bumpies. Don't be surprised. Especially if you've had fillers or anything in this area, they get really lodged in there. And I've heard some really good stories about recovery of the area looking more normal after a botched filler job, or maybe it wasn't botched in the beginning, but as time went by, it became more apparent. So this will start to work that out. And once again, working the bunny lines. So that was how you can make your eyes look wider. Now at this point, what I like to do is do some microcurrent. I have two different devices that I use for that. Okay, so in this video, this is kind of fun. I should revisit my old videos more often, but in this video, I'm just applying some of the Hydrolift Conductive Gel and Mask, because remember, when you use microcurrent, you want to use something non-greasy, non-oily, and just has a lot of slip and glide. And so the Hydrolift Conductive Gel and Mask is great for this. This is the Eye Rejuvenator by Method Bridget Kettner at NBK. It's a German-made device, solid as a rock, and it has a high frequency microcurrent, and so it heats up. You got to give it a little time to heat up, and then I'm talking about you need to always put your finger on the conductive bar so that you know that you're conducting. And it's 90 seconds each eye, and this also has heat for product penetration, so love that. So it warms up the eyes. You could go in afterwards and put on your favorite eye cream. That's what I love to do, and it just like makes it suck it all up. It's awesome. So yeah, this is also very good. It's important to release the eyes before you do lifting work. So if you just do lifting work without releasing the eyes, it will overly tighten or tighten the eye, but you haven't released them, right? So when we do our release work, then the muscles can sort of float back up into their normal position and not be stuck in spasm mode, right? And so when you release that upper brow, you are able to get a better lift. And then after this, I'm going to show you step 2 with microcurrent that gets even more of a lift when I'm really trying to get those eyes up there. So if you notice, this is working on the actual eye muscles themselves. And there are muscles, your forehead muscles, that we're going to work on next, that can really help do the other part of the heavy lifting of making our eyes look wider. So I'm just doing the other side. I don't know why they take these before and afters with like one eye open, one eye closed, but you can tell he does look better there. So yeah, you just do slow circles. I like to go right over the mobile lid too. I'm not doing it much here because I think I wanted to keep my mascara in place. But yeah, you can go right over the eye, the mobile lid. And like I said, this is a nice warm device. It warms up to slightly hotter than body temperature, and it just feels divine. And I think the beauty of this device is that it's just 90 seconds each eye, which is really doable. And it can be used daily. So I like to insert the caveat here that the skin does need some time to repair and rejuvenate, some time between treatments. So I like to give the skin at least one day off during the week. So I like to take Sundays off. I just won't do anything machine or electric related to my skin at all on those days. And you can do the lips with this device as well. So next week we're going into part 2 of how to make your eyes look wide awake, wide open. And I have a specific move I use that is my ace in the hole to really, really open up those eyes. So if you want results like this, I'll see you next week. Thanks for watching. Bye now.